Payroll procedure. Steps included in this process are as under. 1. Attendance and time details. 2. List of employees and other details. 3. Computation of wages and other incentives. 4. Payment to the employees. 5. Deposit of all statutory liabilities. Diagrammatic presentation of payroll procedure. Time-keeping department provides attendance and time details to payroll department. HR department or personnel department provides employment details to payroll department. On the basis of above information, payroll department prepares wages and salary sheet and hand over to cost or accounting department. Payment is made to employees after deduction and contribution by cost or accounting department. The above contribution and deduction shall be deposited to statutory bodies. Type of deductions. Statutory deductions. Provident Fund. Employee's contribution to the Provident Fund is deducted from the salary or wages of the concerned employee. Employee State Insurance Scheme, ESI. Employee's contribution to the ESI is deducted from the salary or wages. Tax deduction at source, TDS. Employer is obliged to deduct tax at source if it will be paying to the employee net salary exceeding maximum exemption limit, in equal monthly installments to the Income Tax Department. Professional tax. Professional tax is a state-level tax imposed for carrying on business, profession, or service. Other deductions. Voluntary contribution to Provident Fund. If any employee so desires may contribute over and above the contribution payable by the employer. Contribution to any benevolent fund. An employee may contribute to any benevolent fund voluntarily by putting a request to the payroll department. Loan deductions. Installments of any loan taken by the employee. Other advances and dues. Other advances like festival advance and unadjusted advances taken. Idle time. The time during which no production is carried out because the worker remains idle but are paid. Normal idle time. It is the time which cannot be avoided or reduced in the normal course of business. Causes. The time lost between factory gate and the place of work. The interval between one job and another. The setting up time for the machine. Normal rest time, break for lunch, etc. Treatment. It is treated as a part of cost of production. Thus, in the case of direct workers, an allowance for normal idle time is considered setting of standard hours or standard rate. In case of indirect workers, normal idle time is considered for the computation of overhead rate. Abnormal idle time. Causes. Lack of coordination. Power failure, breakdown of machines. Non-availability of raw materials, strikes, lockouts, poor supervision, fire, flood, etc. The causes for abnormal idle time should be further analyzed into controllable and uncontrollable. Treatment. Is not included as a part of production cost and is shown as a separate item in the costing profit and loss account. Work done beyond normal working hours is known as overtime work. Overtime payment equals wages paid for overtime at normal rate plus premium, extra, payment for overtime work. Overtime premium. The rate for overtime work is higher than the normal time rate, usually it is at double the normal rates. The extra amount so paid over the normal rate is called overtime premium. Causes of overtime and treatment of overtime premium in cost accounting. The customer may agree to bear the entire charge of overtime because urgency of work. In this scenario, overtime premium may be charged to the job directly. Overtime may be called for to make up any shortfall in production due to some unexpected development. In this case, overtime premium should be treated as overhead cost of the particular department or cost center which works overtime. Overtime work may be necessary to make up a shortfall in production due to some fault of management. If overtime is worked in a department due to the fault of another department, the overtime premium should be charged to the latter department. Overtime work may be resorted to secure an outturn in excess of the normal output to take advantage of an expanding market or of rising demand. Overtime worked on account of abnormal conditions such as flood, earthquake, etc., should not be charged to cost, but to costing profit and loss account. Identification of utilization of labors with cost centers. Identification of labor hours with work order or batches or capital job. Systems of wage payment and incentives. 1. Time-based, time rate system. 2. Output-based, piece rate system. 3. Combination of time and output-based system. 4. Premium bonus method. 5. Premium bonus method. 6. Incentives for indirect employees. Time-based, time rate system. 1. Straight time rate system. Wages under time rate system is calculated as under. Wages is equal to time worked, hours, days or months, multiplied by rate for the time. 2. Differential time rate system. According to this method, different hourly rates are fixed for different levels of efficiency. Merits and demerits of time rate system. Merits. 1. Simple to understand and to calculate wages. 2. Reduces temptation on the part of workers to increase the output at the cost of quality. 3. Unity in employee, no distinction between efficient and inefficient employee due to quality of production. 4. Stability in wages. Demerits. 1. No monetary incentive to raise the level of production. 2. No distinction between the slow and the efficient worker. 3. The tendency is for the fall in output. This raises the cost per unit, because both employee and fixed expenses will be spread over a smaller number of units. 4. A firm cannot be sure of employee costs per unit under this method and, hence, may suffer a loss on quotations if already piece rate system. 1. Output-based, piece rate system. Wages equals number of units produced times rate per unit. 2. Differential piece rate system. Subclassifications. Taylor's differential piece rate system. This system of wages payment aims at rewarding efficient workers by providing increased piece rate beyond certain level of output. The lower rate is 83% of the normal piece rate and the higher rate is 125% of the normal piece rate. The lower rate is given to a worker when his efficiency level is less than 100%. The higher rate is offered for efficiency level of 100% or more. Merrick differential piece rate system. Under this system 3 piece rates for a job are fixed. None of the fixed rates is below the normal. These 3 piece rates are as below. Efficiency. Up to 83% normal piece rate. Above 83% but up to 100% 10% above the normal rate. Above 100% 20% or 30% of normal rate. Combination of time and output-based system. Gantt task and bonus system. Wages payable to workers under this plan are calculated as under. 1. When output is below the standard output, guaranteed time rate is paid when output is 2. At par with standard output, time rate plus bonus of 20% of time rate. 3. When output is above the standard output, high piece rate or piece rate plus 20% of piece rate. Emerson's efficiency system. Under this system minimum time wages are guaranteed. But beyond a certain efficiency level, bonus in addition to minimum day wages is given. The levels are as mentioned below. 1. For a performance below 66.67% only time rate wages without any bonus are paid. 2. 662/3% to 100% efficiency, bonus varies between 0.01% and 20%. 3. Above 100% efficiency bonus of 20% of basic wages plus 1% for each 1% increase in efficiency is admissible. Points scheme BDAS system. Under this scheme, firstly the quantum of work that a worker can perform is expressed in BDAS points or Bs. These points represent the standard time in terms of minutes required to perform a job. The standard numbers of points in terms of minutes are ascertained after a careful and detailed analysis of each operation or job. Each such minute consists of the time required to complete a fraction of the operation or the job, and also an allowance for rest due to fatigue. Workers who are not able to complete tasks allotted to them within the standard time are paid at the normal daily rate. Those who are able to improve upon the efficiency rate are paid a bonus, equal to the wages for time saved as indicated by excess of Bs earned, standard minutes for work done, over actual time. Workers are paid 75% of the time saved.